guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. No! That means you shouldn't propose because she's only 16! No! Dad! You should know the law better than anybody! And she's only 16 years old! What are you talking about? What the frick? What the frick? Everyone is being creepy today! What the frick is going on? Exactly! His honor is looking a little less honorable right now, especially since she's 16! And it's still creepy. I don't care if it's a puppet. That makes it worse! That Ben's doing it through a puppet! And justifying everything through a puppet! I mean, at least Max is somewhat in her age range, but he still needs to wait 2 freaking years before he even touches her. He better not freaking touch her for at least 2 years, man. Or even talk to her at this point. You shouldn't even talk to her. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Just going through his cards, pulling all of them out of his sleeve. Max? Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry. There won't be a stage. All I have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. No, don't do that. Do not do that. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right, and not to mention incriminate you more. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? You act like any normal person can just Superman into a freaking courtroom. Like, da-da-da-da! I'm here to save the day! Put on my cape of freaking levitation. Is that what you want me to do? I don't have a cape of levitation. And I know what you're using. You're using, like, translucent wires that hold you up above the stage and everything. And it's the harness you're wearing is hidden by your cloak. I know your tricks. I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer, flying fabulously in from above. There are no windows from above. Am I crashing through the ceiling? One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really? No one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. No, I don't! Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. No! Don't fall for his tricks! Do not fall for his tricks of flying into... I am not a hero! I am not All Might! I am not Superman! Do not go flying in! No! Don't do it! You're gonna be whipped out of the sky! That's what's gonna happen! Don't... If I have a cutscene where he flies into the courtroom... I don't know what I'm gonna do, because that would be hilarious to see, but at the same time, I don't want it to happen, because I know I'm just gonna be whipped out of the air as soon as that happens. Because we seem to forget that that lady does not care that I can sue her. I have, like, bruises and everything. Why does no one sue her for assault? Why does no one do that? Is assault not a crime in this place? In this country that we're in? Is assault not a crime? Anyway, December 29th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. And now the case of 1. What? Your Honor! Get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly than Billy Bob John. That sounds far too country. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Don't I have a restraining order against this lady? She knocked me out by whipping me so many times! Why do I not have a restraining order? Where's my restraining order? Can I not afford one? Is that what's going on? I can't even afford myself as a lawyer. That's what's happening. That Spirit-Channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? You sound like a child yelling about being tagged on the playground. I didn't get tagged. You didn't touch me. You touched my shirt. You didn't touch me. Oh no, I touched you. I touched you. No, you didn't. It doesn't count. You gotta chase me again. That's essentially your logic right now. It doesn't count because you touched my shirt. But you felt it. It doesn't count. I'm just imagining her on the playground yelling at Phoenix like that. She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of Von Karma to lose at anything, even tag. You didn't tag me on that playground, Phoenix Wright. You tagged my shirt. It wasn't me. I didn't feel your hand touch my skin, so it does not count. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Yep, probably. Prince Lady definitely is annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like I'll bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time. Alright, bye, Violet. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Get up there. Now! Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Can't even afford peanut butter. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question. At your service, sir! All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Until 9:49. Oh, okay. I was checking to see if the just the monkey. There's just the monkey. I was trying to see if there was snow on the dead body.
All the circus performers were gathering in the big tub to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. Cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
Why do I have a feeling it was Money the Monkey?
I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim.
Court accepts this into evidence. Time of death is 10:15 p.m. Cause is blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Autopsy report added to the court record. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Details of the event. Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The cell froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter? Nick? Can you take a look at the court record? Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? What do I mean I had to look at the court record? What am I looking at in the court record? What am I looking at? Am I looking at this? Doesn't snow on him except for what was already on the ground. Interesting.
Well, the circus performers were gathered in the big tub to practice their routines.
When you say all the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course, the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot! Rita the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Keep looking at wristwatch in the pile.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. On Money the Monkey. I will be judge. I mostly want to see the monkey. Monkey.
After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. And Ringmaster and Max went off to the Ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you?
I do. It seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max is asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Shouldn't mention that.
The murder itself took place in the plaza in the front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m.
I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay. Not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing— Oh!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright.
I'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail.
A wooden box?
That's right.
What is the wooden box? What's in it?
The victim must have been carrying that— Dang it. I pressed enter by accident. Give me 1 second, I gotta look at my stream to read what you said.
Give me 1 second.
The victim must have been carrying that wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying the box, huh?
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked.
Locked, you say? Wooden box. The victim was hunched over a 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. Wooden box added to the court record. This may be the only chance, so I might as well ask some questions about the wooden box, about the contents. Do you mind telling us what was inside the box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked higher than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, Detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What? What's inside the bottle?
If it's filled with pepper.
Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if there's some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle found in some wooden box. The victim was hunched over it. Contains pepper. Wait, are we sure it's pepper and not someone's ashes? Are we sure that it's pepper? Wait, there were 3 more questions. Are we sure that was pepper though and not ashes? Did you actually have it tested or are you guessing about the lock? You said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked?
Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. It took quite a bit to open that bad boy up. Bad baby, bad boy.
So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct?
Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open.
I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe. Wait, there's one more question about the box. One more question about the box, Gumshoe. Just hold on. One more question about the box. One more about the box. About the one box. This one box. You figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Sounds about right. The whole thing is lined with iron.
Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron?
I figure that you just did it. Ouch!
I think we could all do without your guesses, Detective. Especially after last time. Stick to what little you actually know.
Sorry. Suffice to say, the box is really heavy.
Much better. You may continue on, Detective. Do I have the pepper? I have the pepper. It might be ashes, though. It might not be pepper. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You've done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
No. I bet you made it disappear with magic.
Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him was that little ball of pepper? I don't think it's pepper. I think it's someone's ashes. Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously. That's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilogy will show up on the stand as well. Probably. Can't... Oh, he's punching Ben again! Please, state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trilogy Quest. I'm employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That room must be kind off your circulation. I said that I'm the singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of the law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge, dressed like a woman. Well, what do you think?
It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. Leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trulio, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose! You would think you'd
have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly! I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy seeing everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilio handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting... ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. Now, could that punk not be the killer? When the police showed up, it took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that?
Without a doubt! He had a silk hat and cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown?
That's right, dress boy!
Well, since you weren't with him, wouldn't that mean the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown cannot be the culprit. Why is that? Here's absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah! Wait, don't I have that? Without question, he was wearing the signature hat during his practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. What you witnessed. What did you witness? Well, I already know what they witnessed, but still. The clown. You're talking about Mo?
Of course I'm talking about that old fart! He's so pathetic I can't stand him! Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place! Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Ben or the clown? Then what happened? Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Were you thinking in your nice warm lodging house had been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. but I'm a good thunker! At least my teachers always said I was. I always thunk the best. I'm the best thunker there is.
That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime.
Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure! How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup?
Get the wax out of your ears! Lawyers nowadays! You're like tying to a brick wall! Max's three-piece getup! Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now!
Silk hat! Cloak! White roses!
Thank you!
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Well, frick you! You're not doing anything, you're just standing there! You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilio?
That's right! And that makes him the killer! There was only one person headed that way that night!
Makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to the story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Yes, there is. Where? Ben only saw Max. Where was the ringmaster? That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose the witness could have seen? Could have seen the ringmaster himself. That's the victim. That's correct. The Trilio was at the entrance of to the plaza. He should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could figure that out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Ah, I see. It seems that at this stage, I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trilio wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Yes. Well, Max is part of a bigger love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick? Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah. I think so. I don't know anymore.
Once practice was over, I left the tent.
Took the magic boy away. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would be around... Hey, what time was it?
Huh? Oh, I think it was around... a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But, this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm on to something. Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Regina. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer Regina.
What?
Oh, the puppet exploded. You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw! Don't you forget it!
Well. Puppet may be stiff, but he's right. Eh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
Ha!
That makes perfect sense. What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max. Ow! There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Pain! Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge! I mean, look at your horrible outfit!
More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. About the proposal. Oh, great. We're getting into this. Why?
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina! I had something to give to her! I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I was able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
No, I think I have it. You were going to propose. You. A puppet?
Don't be so obtuse! Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love!
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
No! That means you shouldn't propose because she's only 16! No! Judge! You should know the law better than anybody! And she's only 16 years old! What are you talking about? What the frick? What the frick? Everyone is being creepy today! What the frick is going on? Exactly!
His honor is looking a little less honorable right now, especially since she's 16! Can I even see how old the judge is? No, I can't. I don't even know how old the judge is. How old is the judge? He's old enough to have a grandchild! And what? Oh, okay. Oh, that freaked me. Everything's freaking me out right now.
Okay, Miss Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination.
What's with that sigh at the end? Probably regretting his decision of saying that out loud. That's a proposal.
Don't be so surprised I was going to propose to Regina!
By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina?
Of course that's what I meant! What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together! Right then?
Yeah.
Got it! That's the truth! I even had something to give to her!
What was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull! The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty!
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this! It's an engagement ring!
Engagement ring? Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Mr. Phoenix Wright's jokes has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Franziska's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyway. Maybe something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. I advise you cut this argument short.
I am going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? specifically about the engagement ring. I like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating over the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I plan on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
An engagement ring?
Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it.
It's just a ring.
What's the matter, Nick?
Oh, there's gotta be something I can catch him on.
I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her.
Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off?
I'm sorry. Really.
You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really? Should I be apologizing?
Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her.
So you went to the lodging house to give it to her?
That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count. But the uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? Uppity snob? You couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica! When I get a hold of him, I'm going to saw his wood block in half, and not with magic! Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present?
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am! I spent 3 months' salary on this thing! I'm not gonna give up that easily!
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves.
How about it, Nick?
I think it's about time to unwrap this boy's testimony.
Have the spirit, Nick! Give him heck!
The judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Or maybe I should get out more, considering that I'm just accepting the fact that the puppet is trying to propose to a child. Dang it! I meant to present. I didn't mean to do that. I was rambling too much and I pressed the wrong button. Is it this? Trilio, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. Looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah! That's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket? Why then do I have it right here? Puppet keeps exploding. What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilio. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault? You love when he explodes? It is funny, honestly.
Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him!
Mr. Quist, I prefer if you avoid slandering innocent fiends in my court. Do you not understand that I love monkeys? Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey. In every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Just like me? I love shiny things. Trilio! When was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was time. No, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Ah! Yo! Ooh. Oh!
Ben! What's with you? Oh, whatever. I have nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilio, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted to anything. Not I, Mr. Trilio Quest.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilia?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was funneling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
This is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point. What point could that possibly be? Ben's testimony has a flaw. There is a huge contradiction in that witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just said that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What's the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene. Interesting, Mr. Wright. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He's blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosities towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
I've told you so many times. You think you know my story, story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, stick boy. I'm sure it will change some more.
Where there's one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Mia. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah.
Witnessing Max.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. He said I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could have mistaken someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
I mean, someone could have taken them and worn them. So that means Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
The acrobat. The acrobat! Who's the acrobat? His name was Acro, right? I don't have his profile yet. But he is on the map. Acro. Oh. I think the acrobat killed. I think the acrobat is the killer. He stole Max's clothes, the cloak, the hat, and the roses, and he wore them, and he used his acrobatics to avoid the snow, and killed... He probably was upset about something. I mean, it's even
It's even possible that he went up to his room, put down like a... I think the acrobat did it. I think Acro the acrobat did it. Because he's the only one that seems to be able to control money in any sort of way, right? And it's not like the ring was out of pocket. It was in the ventriloquist's pocket, so the only way he could have... I think it's the acrobat. We need to see the acrobat. I think the acrobat's the killer. We haven't seen him yet, but I think it's the acrobat. We'll find out. Then Money snatched the ring, and he went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
I suppose 5 minutes, I think.
So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night? That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up. You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I got 4, you know? 4! F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one...
Dang it. I pressed enter too early again. Dang it. I think it's the acrobat, though. We haven't seen the acrobat, but it makes sense.
Any more evidence? Directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes. The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilio. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night.
So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina.
He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes.
About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. and you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
10:10? 5 minutes before the murder. Indeed, what time was it?
What time was it? Let me think about... Yo! I'm not good at math!
It was 10:10 p.m. Ah, yes. That sounds about right.
It sounds about right because that's the time when I saw Max on the scene. Said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence.
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night?
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilio. You said good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trilio. Mr. Quest, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. I think especially. Trilio's eating and reading. Ben's half the comedy act. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? You're not cordial to me. You keep whipping me. You don't even say hi to me. You're just like, oh, there you are. You will be my new target for today. And you just start whipping me. Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurts. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trilogy would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with evidence?
Laughing is everything in this world. I'm sure you already learned that one.
I guess I can give it a shot. The witness will resume his testimony.
I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene.
You were 100% absolutely sure of what you just said?
I told you already. Jeez, I'm 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? There's ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you very much.
Mia, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree. What do we have to prove to make something stick?
All we have to do is try, right, Nick? You gotta have something that will prove useful.
Alright, time to go to work. I think I do. The broken bottle. Let's try. Trilio, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina to be exact?
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument. A disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head.
Ha!
That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he? What? Is this an admission of assault and battery?
I have had admissions to assault and battery in this very courtroom, and this is the first time you ever actually mentioned assault. She's even assaulted you, and you don't say anything. Why are we letting her assault us, but we get mad when someone else assaults another person? What is this? Why is she allowed to whip everyone that even enters this room? And everyone at the precinct. She should be charged for assault and battery and assaulting a police officer and obstruction of justice, and there's so many things she should be arrested for. Why is she not being arrested for it? Why is she still here? Why is this child of a woman still here?
Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is, on that day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way that they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Gah!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie! Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night? Didn't see anyone. Saw a different person. Either he didn't see anyone or he saw a different person. Of course, the witness did not see a soul that night. I see.
Who do you think you are just up and decide that it is I saw what and decide what it is I saw that night?
A fool can only understand a foolish foolery uttered by the most foolish of fools. This witness didn't see anyone. You wouldn't happen to have proof to back up that statement, would you? Gulp. Dang it, that was the wrong choice.
Nick, I just thought of something. If Ben and Trilogy really didn't see anyone that night, they wouldn't have testified that they greeted someone that night, would they?
What do you mean?
I think that Trilogy really did say good evening to someone that night.
But Trilogy and Max, they were in the middle of a huge fight. maybe you should think this over some more on your own this time, Mr. Wright. Let's clarify this testimony. Saw someone else then. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilio said that made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it.
What in the world? You...
The defense kindly explain who it was Trilio saw that evening then.
Probably saw the ringmaster.
Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
What? No! No, Your Honor, it is not Regina.
If it was Regina, Trilio would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Oh, yeah. I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry. The victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilio. Isn't that correct?
No.
Answer the question, Mr. Quist. Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second! Well, at first I thought it was the old man! But once I got a better look, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica!
How do you mistake the old man for Maximilian? I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica? Was it the ringmaster? One Mr. Russell Berry? The prosecution argues that it was the defendant, and the witness saw that night.
The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols.
3 symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Here we go. Everyone, all together now. Ow!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Karma. Do you have a clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes,
I think we finally won a point in this one.
that is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely establish one thing from this witness. You establish that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. To be continued.